Hey Ramya, so happy
Right.
to have you here on the Education Next podcast. And I started meeting people, unschooling, started covering these unschooling fascinating journey because I'm very, I just love to know how people learn and live in a different alternate ways, little bit different from the traditional system. And when I met you and
Mm-hmm.
Gangu there in Hyderabad, I think. I could see how you are doing in a very wonderful way. And I think I've always wanted to have you here and share your learning journey with us. So just
Thank
do
you.
let us know how you started and what you do and about your kids. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Priyanka. I would love to share about our journey. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Okay. So how did we start? We started in 2019, but we wanted to start long before that, maybe in 2016. But our children were not ready. Though we used to travel a lot with them, they still wanted to go to the school. But in 2019, after a 3 month road trip, they had just started fourth grade at that time, and they themselves came to us and they said, now we are ready to homeschool. So that's how it started, and we didn't know the name road schooling, which is what we have been termed.
I think you
So
have
somewhere
invented that in India.
maybe I don't know,
You are the
but
pioneers
when
of road
Gabbu
schooling
went,
in India. Trust me.
but I've been reading about many more families who are doing it now. So I don't know if they started before us or after us, but yeah, it's quite a term. And so I think when Gangu went for a homeschooling meet in Bangalore, and
Uh,
somebody gave him the term, oh, you're doing ropes. When he told,
uh,
our way of schooling, he said we travel a lot and all those things. So they said, oh, there you're road schooling. That's when we got the term, oh, road
It's a
schooling.
discovery ulta. You discovered it ulta ki acha, this is what we
Yeah.
are
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the journey.
Mm,
We just started off in
mm,
2019, and it's been going very well.
mhm,
We enjoy it. The first year was very, it was kind of, what are we doing? A lot of
correct.
questions from near and dear ones, and
Mm,
even, outsiders, or, just neighbors around. They were just curious, "Ki, what is happening?"
mm,
Obviously, when you're doing something different, people are
mm,
curious, people want to know
mm,
what is happening, how
mm,
we'll go about it. So it was slightly overwhelming in the first year, especially because it was hard to find many people who were doing the same thing, and that
mm,
support, is something which we did not find in the first year. But yeah, we went on. I mean, at the end of first year, we realized that the kids were doing much better than what they were doing when they were in school.
mm. I think this is a very general thing that all the parents would decide to take it on
Mm.
themselves. I think they realize after some time, ki, wow, I mean, I
Yes,
just had to do this and look at the, change and other things. So, do
yes.
you think that, as parent, uh,
Mhm.
did you just see the journey of their learning that this happened, or do you think, you just wanted to try something radical? What? How did?
Oh, so how did we make this decision? Is that what you
Correct.
want to know?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
so I was a teacher, school teacher. So I
Mm-hmm.
have taught from kindergarten. I mean, lesser than kindergarten. I started with nursery, and I have taught till eighth grade. So the thing is, and I have taught in a lot of different alternate education systems like Waldorf, IGCSE, and many different schools, Montessori. So somewhere, I started to realize that though they all start off with a very good vision, somehow they are not able to stick to the vision. And I used to feel very disappointed every time I put them in a school, thinking that they are into alternate teaching methods. Maybe it'll not be like they'll not have the pressure and all those things. And personally, I never liked school. as a child. I was a terrible student.
Mm,
I never understood why we have to do homework, why we
mm,
have to follow those rules of,
mm, mm,
uniform, and something, something looked
mm, mm,
very different for me.
mm,
So I never could stick to those norms which were
mm,
usually given. You have to
mm,
be like this, you have to wear like that, you have to speak like this. It all
mm,
seemed not really, it
mm,
didn't seem like the natural way of growing up, even at that age.
mm,
So somehow, most of the schools kind of left us disappointed, maybe because in India it is slightly difficult to go for alternate education, because
correct.
the population being the way it is, and the parents have a lot of influence on the school, and they try to
Mm,
tell the school what to run. So
mm,
all those things left us kind of feeling,
mm,
left me especially started, I started feeling kind of very, very unhappy with schools. And then I read an article in a newspaper about parents in Mumbai who are doing homeschooling. So this was
mm,
when they were in grade 9. So that
mm,
is when I started thinking about it.
mm.
It looked very far-fetched at that time,
I know.
because like homeschooling, is it possible? This is in 2016.
Mhm,
2016 is when, 16 or 15 is when first I started thinking about it.
mm,
And then slowly, in 2019,
mm,
we they decided to do it, and we started our journey.
mm. I've met both your girls, and I think I love the way what they are doing, especially, their confidence and the way they carry themselves, the way they speak. And I think it bursts a lot of, uh, you know, mindsets that generally homeschoolers have to go through. They will not be able to socialize. They will not be able to learn certain things
Hmm.
that children are learning in a, in a normal traditional school. But I think when I met them, I realized that it's, and especially when you meet children who are homeschooled, all you're thinking about what they would look like. They would not be in a cave sitting and sitting their
True.
entire day, not being able to talk. They'll get scared. They are not like some vampires hiding inside some caves. Like a mindset है सब में, but that's what I think. It's very fascinating the kind of things they do. The some they are traveling, they're meeting a lot of people, and I'm sure that everybody will have their own capacity to do whatever they can do in the best possible way.
True.
So just let us
Yes.
know more about their learning journey. What happens? How are their days? Around what do they do? Hmm.
Sure. Yeah. So see, we don't have a set curriculum. A lot of people have asked this, what curriculum do you follow? We
Hmm.
don't follow any curriculum.
Hmm.
Okay, so what we do is, it's completely child centric. They are, it is driven by them. The only thing which I make sure is that they
Hmm.
get up on time every day, and
Hmm.
they have their bath and everything, that those things. So
Hmm.
before 8, they would have finished their bath. 8:30 is our breakfast. From 9 o'clock, their routine starts. So they
Hmm.
also attend a lot of classes, like, both of them love music a lot. So they
Hmm.
learn Carnatic music. They
Hmm.
also learn guitar and keyboard.
Hmm.
So those classes are there, and Ananya loves painting, so she goes for painting classes.
Hmm.
And apart from that, they learn taekwondo.
Hmm.
So they have a lot of things throughout. I mean, like, they have the classes every day of the week. Some
Hmm.
or other class will be there. When the
Hmm.
class is not there, they do their own, like, Amulya loves history.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
she's doing a lot of research on different histories of the
Hmm.
world, different civilizations, and one of the things she wants to be is an archaeologist. So she
Oh,
says,
nice.
I would love to be an archaeologist. And but
Hmm.
then recently she's also
Hmm.
disappointed that in India, archaeology, is it really worth it and all. I said, don't think about all those things. Let's see what happens. It's
Correct.
not that it is not this one. So
Hmm.
let's see what happens. So She is yeah, she's into history.
Hmm.
And Ananya, on the other hand, she loves to do these video editing, photo
Hmm.
editing. So she's into that and artistic things. So throughout the day, they keep themselves busy with something or other
Hmm.
which they are interested in.
Correct.
And we don't tell them that, you have to do math, you have to do science. No, because that is like replicating the school again. No,
Hmm.
we just
Hmm.
want them to naturally learn what they
Hmm.
want to learn. So and what I always say is, so the like the history and this one,
Hmm.
we have a lot of discussions in the house
Hmm.
regarding many subjects. So that's how they learn. Apart
Hmm.
from that and doing their own researches, we
Hmm.
don't have a set curriculum, but we have a schedule for, like, when they eat, when they sleep, these things we follow correctly.
All right.
So
That's very interesting. So,
hmm.
when they are researching in history or they are pursuing some art, so do they learn with some mentor, or is it just a self-learning journey, or you indulge yourself completely and help them navigate when they are stuck, or help them find the resources? How does that work?
So it's a mixture.
Hmm.
It's not when it comes to music, guitar and Carnatic, they have teachers.
Hmm.
Taekwondo also they have a coach.
Hmm.
And painting also, Ananya is going to a teacher now, though she used to do very well with it. But she also, some bit of guidance. So that
Hmm.
is what the teachers do.
Hmm.
And of course, we involve in a lot of discussions in the house, so they learn through that also.
Hmm. Hmm.
And online researches on their own, or they read a lot of books.
Hmm.
So they some history book,
Hmm.
or many things. Ananya loves geography and she's into current affairs. She likes to know what is going around the
Hmm.
world. So she's
Hmm.
our
Hmm.
the news report for the house.
She tells
We
you all
don't know
what's
what's
happening
happening,
is
because yeah, what's happening in the world.
so sweet.
So it's all completely mixture of things.
Hmm.
And one of the things about homeschooling, the advantage is you have the luxury to find the best teachers for whatever they.
I'll agree that. I'll agree to that point. 100%.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you can do your research and get them the
hmm.
best teachers, and
Hmm.
and their painting, Ananya's painting teacher is so happy that
Hmm.
she is available in the morning. And most of
Hmm.
the teachers actually, they're so happy that they're available in the morning and they can teach them relaxed.
There's
Or
no
else what
rush.
happens in the evening, they
Hmm.
have so many people coming, they have to do one by one, or it's a group class. So here
Hmm.
they're getting, single attention, and they get to learn more better.
Absolutely. I think that's what I think, Ramya. I totally agree with this because I feel that when you are, in a particular system, you will have to adjust to a lot of things.
Yes.
You will get only this art teacher, you will get only this gym teacher, whatever, but because you subscribe to a plan, isn't it? School is of course like subscription to a because you cannot run after a lot of things, so everything is given to you, right? This is how English will
Yes.
work, this is how science will work. But when you get that luxury and when you experience that freedom to
Mm.
be able to navigate the way you want to do, and drop
Yeah.
something if it doesn't work, pick something if it works.
Yes.
And I think
Works.
why that pressure of doing so much only when you are
Yeah. Yeah.
you're so young and you have all the time in the world,
Yes.
and then you grow up to become a college dropout or a job dropout later in life. But why not drop out early? And
Exactly.
you know that that makes so much sense, and I can because I do these things, I can completely see myself as well around those things. So now have those questions or from the society gone down of what are you doing, are you a vampire, have those things gone down or
See, yes, mostly the questions have gone down.
Mhm.
Many of them have accepted, even our extended family, family people and
Mhm.
neighbors here have really
Mhm.
accepted them.
Mhm.
But yeah, there is an envy amongst their peers here, friends here. Oh,
um,
you don't have to prepare for
you are so
exam. Oh, you
lucky.
don't have to go through.
You are so lucky to
So
have
that's
done this.
there. And see,
Mm,
even the one more thing is, even the
mm,
classes which they are attending, it is all chosen by them. It's nice. I have not put them in those. I mean, I
mm,
might have put them in that. But it is their choice that I want to pursue this. I want to pursue this. So they know their strengths and their what they like. So that was
Also,
the luxury that they have.
I was talking to Ananya or Amulya. I think I don't remember, but she was talking about how she finds people around her, not as mature as her, and I could relate to it with Adi as well because he says, "Mom, why about the same age group kids?" I mean, I'm not trying to put down anyone here, but I'm just saying,
No, 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 no,
I'm
no.
just sharing
Yes,
this that
yes,
that because I think self learners get this ability to do a lot of struggles by themselves. I think
yes,
there is where that maturity comes from, the way they talk, the way they interact, because I think they get to see the real world more. Do you agree with
yes.
that?
Definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
See, what is the thing is, it is not that the others are not the not children going to normal school, and I don't want to put a bracket or something,
Absolutely.
but this is what we have observed, that they don't have time to explore things.
Hmm. Hmm.
But as an homeschooler, our children have the time to explore.
Hmm.
They have the time, luxury of time actually. And like you asked whether they're self-taught in certain things. Now Amulya, she takes interest suddenly, and she wants to learn Sanskrit, and she's teaching Sanskrit to herself.
Hmm.
Sanskrit is such a difficult language even for me at this age,
Correct.
but she
Correct.
says I'll teach it to myself
Hmm.
because there is no pressure of time. There is no pressure
Hmm.
of exam. She's not learning for an exam or some time limit which says, within this time you have to perfect it or you have to learn it. Nothing like that. It's just that she is free to do it. So
Hmm.
she has both of them, they have the luxury to explore any subject. Now, like, see, some days what happens, we start discussing a subject or a
Hmm.
book,
Hmm.
and we can discuss for 4 hours together because we don't have the time limit.
Correct. Correct.
And that is so, I mean, it's such a pleasure when you have to stop 40 minutes each
Ah,
subject.
now we can't go back. Now it will be very difficult. When the bell rings, you will go mad because you
Yes,
cannot stop. I mean, I think learning was always like that. It was supposed to be
yes,
like that. I think that's how it started in Gurukuls maybe many years before. And
yes,
that's how people learned. They pursued what they were good at, or they found that I'm good at this. Or even if they were not good at this, they wanted to explore something and they realized, okay, I'm interested. Let's see where it goes. That's how I think stories from Mahabharata or Ramayana, every epic tells you that this is how young people were exploring their interest, and
correct.
they were finding their gurus or their mentors, and they were just uh, you know focusing on what they were really interested in. And I think
True,
uh, the
true.
fear, I think, was built in again when the traditional schooling system started, where you are scared. Everything is about fear, isn't it? um,
Yes,
Sadly, everything is about fear. Every learning opportunity is like and so that's why any you see urban or rural kids, it's like exam, they have to write the exam, they have to learn it. The word have is everywhere, and then I think many
yes.
people might think that I'm very, I'm in some cloud talking like this, and people tell me, you in which cloud are you in, what are you talking? This is how it works. And I understand,
No.
I
Hmm.
understand where they are coming from and where I am coming from. And the main question, many people ask me that we do not have that much of time to mentor our kids like you do, or we are not in that situation or position, whatever. So what do you think, what do you say to that, as in being able to be present with the kid, with your kids? um how do you do that, and how do you manage work, and what do you say to those kind of things?
Uh, okay. Yeah, see, if you're doing homeschooling, one parent has to be around the child,
Hmm.
but it does not mean that the child, the luxury of homeschooling is you can involve your child in your work or
Hmm.
around your work. They can come with you everywhere, or there is a thing that you can develop many times. Yeah, some workplaces maybe they're not allowed, or some things they can't come. But that is the whole point. You teach them to be independent also. So we started when they were 8 years. Now they're 13. We hardly involve in what they're learning. They come and ask us something, we have a discussion, and that's it. And the parents who feel that this is the way, or not to, like, again, not to bracket anything, or not to
Correct. Yeah.
um, single out anything. It's just that I keep thinking about ourselves also. See, we all might have been forced, or have to, that like you said, have to, we have done things because we had to do it. But at the end of the day, now at this age, I have chosen a field which I like, right? What I was built to do. I am not, whatever I studied, the degree which I have has nothing to do with what I'm
It's
doing
there.
now.
It's there in your
At the
cupboard
end
for
of
sure.
the day, yeah, at the end of the day, if you see all of us, what we studied and what we work with changes so much, right?
Correct.
Because as humans, we have the need to follow this passion which is inside us. And when we don't follow that passion, something I feel dies inside. You're not happy. That ikigai, which is spoken so much nowadays, that ikigai is just not happening if you are if you are just doing because things have to be done.
Somewhere or the other you fall out, or then you have
Yes,
cases of mental health issues, then you have
yes,
depression and other things, where because I don't know, many people, successful people, or people who are
yeah,
following their passion, they say that
mm,
once you find what you love, you don't feel like you're going to work any day.
yes,
And I think
exactly.
life is too short to not be able to do what you like.
Do what we
I
like.
think
Yes,
the other thing I feel is that when you become passionate, even about parenting or about how your kids are growing and how will they be whatever they want to be, and if you become passionate about it, this is what you do. I think
mm,
you involve yourself
yes,
completely, you dive into
exactly.
it, and you don't think
Yes,
of how will I make my day, how will my earn income, because you're just passionate. That's what happens
yes,
with startups, or that's what happens with any entrepreneur who wants to put
yes,
everything into what they do. And I think that's what some of most of the homeschoolers or unschoolers are doing. I think they're putting whatever they have into the
yes,
growth of the family as a whole, I believe.
yeah.
Right? So yeah, you're saying something.
Nothing. I was just thinking, see, the thing is, at the
Hmm,
end of the day, I mean, for me,
hmm,
I would want to see my children grow into something, I feel satisfaction in watching them grow.
correct.
It's not just because they're my children. It is so interesting to watch a human mind develop from a baby
Hmm,
to, different ages, what they go
hmm,
through.
hmm,
And having been a teacher and having studied child psychology when I was
hmm,
doing my teacher's training, it is very interesting when they go through each of that, stages in
hmm,
life. The way their thinking develops, the way their emotions develop, all these things are so interesting to watch. So somebody, when we were talking about calling, so I mentioned there that motherhood is my calling. I feel that is what I feel. So
What a
yeah.
beautiful thing to,
Yeah.
say. I mean, I totally understand, because uh, I feel that just like you're passionate about anything in life, and if you become passionate parent and you want to see your
Yes.
child grow, I think that is again one of the beautiful things to,
Yes.
witness.
Yes.
Like you said, how they are learning, what are they doing.
Mm.
I do the same with Adi. I mean, what is he
Mm.
interested in? It's not that
Yeah.
I'm that parent. I would just go behind. Okay, what can he
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
with this? You start researching, and you very kindly put that in there. That this is also available. Why don't you see? And
Yes.
he might listen at that point of time, or he might not listen at that. But somewhere he just brings it out in some different forms. And I think looking at you smile itself, I can understand how much you enjoy this journey.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So Ramya,
And see, the learning is on both sides. As a parent,
absolutely.
also you
Hmm.
learn a
Hmm.
lot.
A lot of
Yeah.
things that you wanted to learn and you never learned.
Yes.
I think looking, I have not enjoyed. learning, but I feel passionate when I help Adi with anything, with any, even if it's a math sum, I feel passionate. I get more involved.
Yes.
And
Yes.
because I think that is not the way we had learned, right? So I think
Yeah.
that
True.
missing parts of you starts
Mm.
becoming very obvious when you become a parent, and you don't want to do this couple of things that you went through. That is one, I think most of the parents try to give that to their kids. So, with that, I would also like to ask you, what are do you have any struggles and you feel that this can be better, this can help me as a parent, or this can help me as to help my kids be more organized or something like? Are there any struggles that could, that you think could have been better or something like that as a unschooling parent? Do you go through?
Yeah, so like I mentioned in the starting of the
Mm,
talk, like see, when we started, there weren't too many homeschooling communities, especially in Hyderabad. There weren't many,
mm,
and even if it was there, it wasn't a very supportive group. It was more
right.
like I am doing this, and
Mm,
everybody wanted to. Each parent wanted to showcase what they are doing, and each parent felt they were doing the best. And that is something, it used to be very difficult to find. If we wanted to ask some questions, ki, okay, what is next, what
mm,
happens if they want to take 10th exam, then what happens if they don't take 10th exam, what happens. So many different types of questions. Should
mhm,
they learn this? Is there some, I wanted them to learn math in a very different way.
mm,
So finding a place where, some kind of a fun math thing, all these things I used to ask, but I couldn't find that kind of support.
mm,
So it is nice if we, so what Gangu and I did was we actually started our own groups, and
mm.
we started, supporting some 300 to 400 parents who are in
Wow.
our group. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
we decided, we realized that, we don't want others to go through the same thing what we went through.
That's amazing.
And yeah, that has actually helped us also. We found, and fortunately, in the second year, we found some very good, helpful people from different parts of the country,
Mm,
different parts of the world.
mhm,
So that was good. So that forming a strong community amongst homeschoolers is something which is required now. Everywhere there is small communities which are cropping up. So I think more, something has to be done now that so many
mm,
homeschoolers are there. I think even the government can consider this and do something about it.
mm. I think now recently, I don't know if you went through that post, Washington Post, where they said that there's a surge in homeschooling parents in US and in Washington DC. I think the growth is very high of people who want to, have their own learning journey, and there is a surge of micro schools where parents can,
Yes,
just drop kids for a few hours and they can learn what they want. And there are many alternate spaces in India as of now. In
yes,
various
yes,
parts, they are trying different things, and I think we are lucky to be in such times. I guess not everybody is
yes.
there in, have the access, but I think to be able to do something like this also
Mm.
is good, because I'm sure when you started it would have been like, okay, am I doing the right thing? But now I'm
Yes.
sure seeing the surge,
Now,
you might be feeling better. So any last
definitely.
thoughts? Yeah, please say.
Um, Thoughts in the sense, um, I would just say that, whatever they do, homeschooling or, unschooling or the traditional schooling, anything they do, keep
Mm,
it in mind that it should be, child centric. And
mm,
when people ask me, how do you let your child do certain things like the adventure activities and all these things, don't you feel scared? That's what I tell them, that that if I start thinking that it is my child, then I am restricting the child. I
mm,
always think ki, this child has been given to me, this soul has come to me, they have chosen. Okay, if I
mm,
go by my Hindu, this one,
mm,
the reincarnation and all those things, that means these souls
mm,
have lived before and they have chosen to come to me.
mm,
So if I don't want to restrict them, so every time I want to stop them from doing something, I have
mm,
started asking myself, is it my fear, or is it really wrong for them, or is it really bad for them? So when
Correct.
I realize it is my fear which is stopping, so I just back out, okay, and I let them do. And if I feel that it is really harmful for them, I just make them aware of it, that this might be not so good for you. And then again, it is their choice. So bringing up children who can make their own choices, and keeping the learning child-centric all the time. Child-centric in the sense they are individuals, so let them make their decisions, get used to making their decisions, not to keep them in a cocoon.
I think it's
Give
more
them the
like
freedom.
becoming a life-centric sort of a thing where
Yes,
everything falls into your life. You don't start chasing things that you have to force
yes,
to fit in, and then you give the luxury uh,
yes,
to young adults to choose what they want. And I think you and
yes.
Gangu are already doing it in an incredible way, inspiring uh,
Mhm.
the entire country.
Ah.
So very happy to have met you guys, and I think we would love to be in touch
Same here.
all the time. So thank you so
Same
much,
here.
Ramya, for being here and
Mhm.
sharing everything
Yeah.
with the spirit. Thank you so much for inspiring so
Thank
many
you.
people.
Thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.